Yes, it's day 8. Let's do this. Day number 8 of the 100-day challenge. We're getting into it. We're getting involved. If you're on social or whatever, welcome. But just give me a second. I'm waiting on some people from some places to come into one location so we can do what we need to do. You know, I wrote a song. It said, "Don't you even try to tell me what I can't do, 'cause I don't even hear you." Yeah, listen. They say it's a new year. It's not for real. It's not the new year for real. But it's a calendar. The calendar has flipped or whatever. And people outside, people in these streets going crazy, like losing their minds low key. Like, if anybody didn't believe me, I've been saying this for like 2 years. I'm like, it's kind of, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of America or whatever. It's just the end of America as we know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of over with, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, just low key. And I ask the question all the time. It's like, what should I be doing? What should we be doing to be okay in this time of transition as we see the world around us? Just like, just casually, just becoming something unrecognizable. You know what I mean? Like, we could argue about it. People still want to tell me, oh, it's fine. People still want to be outside like it's 1985 or whatever. And it's not. You know what I mean? So do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. It's fine. So I'm I'm broadcasting from 1, 2, 3, 4 locations right now at the same time. So apologies for any delays or technical difficulties. If you're on the Zoom, you're going to see things when I share it on the screen. If you're not, catch it in the replay. I'll figure it out. But if everybody's, well, I don't know. I think I see recording buttons, so that means it's happening. So let's go. Well, good morning, good evening, what to do? How are you? Hooty hoot. Happy Thursday too. I am the sound of money in your ear, doll Avant. That's D-O-double-L. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill, and you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs, and over here it's day number 8 of this 100-day challenge. The question or the challenge is this: what if you gave 100% of your best effort 100% of the time for 100 days? What if you followed your intuition, your spirit? Y'all be telling me your spirit told you to do, what if you just did what I think I did do this, just go do that 100% of the time for 100 days? Would your life be different? Would your business be different? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to create a pathway. I'm holding space, for us to show up as the greatest, highest version of ourselves. That book you said you were going to write, them videos you said you were going to produce, that YouTube channel. Listen, y'all, I did a whole episode the other day. If you're not in my WhatsApp group, you need to like do something, find a link somewhere and get in there. And like, just go in there. It's free. Like, and I talk crazy to people, but basically I'm telling you all the things I've learned from my career, building a company that's now been valuated at $1 billion and being mentored by billionaires. So I did an episode the other day and it was like, I hate social media. Not social media, because I do hate social media, but no, it was like, I hate vision boards. We had a funeral for vision boards. And it's like, people got upset with me. They're like, no, I'm holding on, So yesterday I went to an event where we're the sponsors, so I had to go. It was my partner actually, but we went. Guess what they were doing? A vision board party. And I took video, y'all. I took video. These are grown adults. I'm talking about 40, 50, 60-year-old humans. If you want to know why we don't do vision boards or why I don't believe in vision boards, it's on my YouTube channel somewhere. You can find it, find it. But like, these are grown people. Now, I'm not mad. Do your vision board. Do what you want to do. Turn around, spin around 3 times. Do all of that. But listen, they sat there for 2-3 hours. There was a DJ. They went and got some chicken wings or whatever they were eating, doing all of this. They had drinks. They chopping it up. They dancing to the song. They got glue sticks, how we used to do in kindergarten. They're cutting out the magazines, doing that. Get to the end of the night. I left. I had to go. I had a phone call or whatever. I go outside. I come back. Everybody's leaving. The event is getting ready to be over. Do you know? I mean, all these pictures they done cut out all on the floor, and some of the people left the vision board. They left them. on the table. That's the end of the energy. Like they're putting the amount of energy they're gonna put into that is left on that table right there. From the time you cut it out, you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cute. But what I was excited about was I talked to an 11-year-old. She will be 11 in October. And she said, Miss Doll, you want to see my vision board? So she showed me the thing. She told me one of the things she wanted to do was a YouTube channel. She's 10. She's not allowed to do a YouTube channel because her mother said, you got to wait till you're 11. And I'm saying, what are you waiting for? What's your excuse to not have the book, to not have the workshop, the summit? You know what I'm saying? The meeting, the thing that you've been saying you're going to do for all this time and you still haven't done it yet. What are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing? Turn to your neighbor and say, what are we doing? Okay. So, we're going to fix that today. I think this link is going to work. Copy. Yeah, it should work. So if you're in the Zoom, I'm going to put it there. If you're not in the Zoom, I don't know what to tell you. Like go in the, I don't know, find a link somewhere, then get into my community somewhere, and then like get into the Dollhouse 2.0. Like it's a secret email list. It's like a secret group. There are things happening. And then from there, make sure you're registered. And if you're registered for the 100-day challenge, then you'll be able to get all the replays to the stuff I do every day, as well as this link that I just dropped. But anyway, I've got some notes for today. This is day number 8 of our 100-day challenge. Let me drop it again because somebody just came in. Okay, day number 8 of the 100-day challenge. Okay. And we're going hard in the paint because I have designed this 100-day challenge. It's my 4th time doing it. It probably is going to take me, maybe I can get it done in 60 minutes, but probably be 90 minutes. So if you got to jump off, again, if you're registered, you'll get the replays, no problem. But anyway, if you have an idea in your head or you've been talking about this business for a long time, you're not really making any money, I could take you from 0 to 10K in 100 days. I've designed this to be very intentional about that. So we're on day number 8. Now, over the last 7 days, what I've done is like TED Talk level. It's like university course semester level. Like I should be getting paid for this. There should be grades for this. There should be certifications and degrees given based on who can complete said tasks. So in day number 1 and 2, we mapped out our existing value and kind of documented our starting point. So if you haven't done that, I need you to do that. Like, what's your revenue right now? How many customers you have right now? And how many people in your pipeline right now? Let's mark it, because by the time you get to the 100-day challenge, to the end, of the 100-day challenge, you should have some movement in those numbers. Okay. In days 3 and 4, we talked about our 5-star pitch. We practiced it and how to really perfect it. We got into the neuroscience of it. We talked about what you're really selling. It's not your features of your, all the things that you sell, but it is the feeling that you make people feel, the transformation that you provide them, and how to start incorporating that into the language that you use when you're talking to humans. And then we created your offer and also used what I call the S3 method. And that's this way of helping people to, like, let's say you talking and I told you to talk to 50 humans, which is not easy to do. I need you to get out of inertia and like get in motion and just like go talk to humans, like get out of your comfort zone, like go outside and talk to some people who might potentially be a fit for what you got going on. And it requires you to show up as a different version of yourself. The other version of yourself is like, oh, I could never do that. Oh, I don't want to bother nobody. Oh, that would be crazy. Like, oh, I don't go outside for real. Like, that's so cute. But the version of you who has all the things you say you have, and you want to talk to me about generational wealth, leaving a legacy, and you want that big house, you keep passing that neighborhood every couple of months. You drive through that neighborhood, and they by the lake, and they outside. And you want to, oh, I wish I could. Oh, it'd be so amazing if I could. It doesn't go on the vision board. It shows up here. I'm telling you the work that you do over here to get that thing in your life. Okay. So I said, go talk to 50 humans. We did the S3 method, because if you do this the way I'm telling you to do it and you show up with your 5-star pitch and the Afro method, some of those 50 people are going to actually buy something and you're going to be like, oh my God. But then when you get a sale, we don't just get excited and then go to the next sale. We use the S3 method to turn those sales into systems. We look for patterns and signals in the data and the feedback that they're giving us. So we went through all of that. Y'all, we've gone already so deep down the rabbit hole. These are things that nobody taught me when I started business. Didn't nobody tell me? Why didn't somebody tell me this? I don't know why people don't teach entrepreneurship this way, but I do. And I'm an expert in residence volunteer. for the office hours for Harvard Business School's Innovation Labs. And I'm just bringing it to you guys for free. I mean, it's whatever. It's whatever. So yesterday I talked about how to build a follow-up system. And I want to go back to that. And I'm going to give you some bonus things. If you weren't here for that yesterday, okay, it's fine. But if you were, you about to get like a bonus. Okay, so all of that is a lot. It's frameworks, systems, templates, processes, tools, things that you need to use, because entrepreneurship is not a goal that we set for ourselves. It is a game that we must learn the skills to play to win. It's like you're telling me, I want to be on the NBA, in the NBA. I want to be, Steph Curry, them, LeBron, them. I want to be up there with them. And I'm like, that's so cool. But can you dribble, pass, and shoot? If you can't dribble, pass, and shoot, what are we talking about? So GAME, GAME stands for gut check. You need to stop like being in your head about it, being ego-driven about it, and just show up and do the work. It's like, have you ever made $1 million before? I have. Have you? No. Okay. Let's find somebody who's been trying to go and let's learn some things. So gut check says, I'm doing this, but I think I need to do something different. Or I'm doing this, but there's more I need to learn. Like, honor the gut check. That's getting in touch with intuition. All right. A stands for audit. We're going to actually go in, like you tell me, I have this goal. I want to, sell, 50 of my courses and fill up this summit that I'm teaching this summer. The first thing I'm going to do is say, okay, great. Show me your calendar. And you're like, because it's not on your calendar. I already know it's not. I know it's not. So what are you just hoping and dreaming? So you back to the vision board. You back to throwing salt and sea salt and cinnamon sticks and bay leaves out and going to the prayer meeting and turning around 3 times. You're not going to tell me nothing about spirituality and the Bible because I'm a PK. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like, I believe. You're like, stop it. Like, in addition to that, we are in a capitalistic society. You got to do some actions and create an engine that's going to get you some predictable results. So if you don't have this stuff in your system and you're not following up and all of the things, you're going to fall off. Like, this is not the new year, but people say Happy New Year. Today is January 8th. They call this Epiphany Day. I don't know what, I think this might be a Catholic thing or something. One of my first companies was called Epiphanies. And it's fine. People are all in this energy. Oh my God, it's a new year. Da, da, da. Some people just came back like you're wealthy, like you're like George Clooney them. You're like, oh, I took from December 5th off, child. I'm just now getting back in the office. Like, we be acting like we got cash flow on every hand. But anyway, y'all just got back, and then really we don't do nothing. But by Martin Luther King Day, all of that energy, all of that, we back outside is over. By Martin Luther King, are they gonna get rid of that too? Y'all, they canceled DEI. They have made it illegal to do anything that certain people in certain positions don't like. They said, nope, we're not doing that. And so I don't even know what's going on anymore out here. But anyway, y'all know there used to be Martin Luther King Day. Stevie Wonder wrote a song. We had a movement. Y'all used to be a movement. Child, the civil rights bubble has burst. We are no longer America, as we know it, is over with. Beyonce told y'all America has a problem. Listen, you do what you want to do, but I'm trying to help you build systems so you can get up out the way and be okay. How about that? How about we just do that? So I have to be circumspect because I'm streaming on public platforms right now. But y'all know, look at your neighbor and say, did I ever tell that joke? I'm gonna tell it now. Because this is why, we don't despise small beginnings. This is for my spiritual people. Again, people who want to throw salt and spin around 3 times and, pray for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night and all of that. Listen, you're not going to tell me nothing. Okay. The Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. So where I came from, my family church, I'm not there anymore. It's whatever they call me sometimes. We sing sometimes because I'm a whole world-class musician. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, from time to time, we go outside. A friend of mine who was in that family just won a Grammy last year. Okay, whatever. But when that specific institution, I'm not calling the name, started, who now has hundreds of thousands, millions of people all over the world know these people and know their work and what they do. It was 8 people, 4 of whom he was related to, meeting in a school cafeteria. And that's my problem with a lot of you guys. You're afraid to show up when ain't nobody showing up. You're afraid to turn on the Zoom and you got 2 people in the Zoom. You're afraid to start your YouTube channel and nobody's there. And so what I said to my 10-year-old, soon to be 11-year-old dear friend, when she showed me her vision board, it's perfectly fine for my children and my teenagers to have vision boards. You can't be 55 years old still doing the glue stick and the vision board, and that's all you do. So we're gonna switch that today. But what I said to my kids who were doing that, I said, this is amazing. Now, what's your activity? What are you gonna do every day that's gonna help you get to the thing on your vision board? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about on today. So if that's all right with you, we're going to get into it. First thing I did was I dropped these notes in here. I think most of y'all can see it. I tried to drop it after you came into the Zoom, if you're on Zoom, so that you can like click it. Because I told you guys how to like build a CRM and do all that yesterday. We went through a lot of stuff. But guess what I did? Using my friend Bougie GPT, I built you guys an Airtable CRM template so you can customize it for yourself. Aha, you're welcome. So here's what we're going to do. Let me see. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen. If you're not on Zoom, I'll talk you through it. Let me do this. Wait, where's my share button? There it is. I'm going to share my screen. Yes. Here we go. No? Do you see it? Because I don't even see it. Maybe you do, though. Nope. Okay, here we go. Oh, goodness. Tell me if you see the cash flow thing. Just let me know. Cash flow CRM is what it says. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Let me try again. Make sure y'all can see this. Boom. Share. Okay. Aha. All right. So I made the CRM thing. Okay. It's in Airtable. Shout out to Micaiah. She's like sort of an expert or whatever. I'm about to tell y'all how to get your knowledge base up in terms of Airtable. It's so simple to do, but it's so great in terms of features. So you need to do this. So here's what I did. I made 5 test subjects. Okay. But yesterday I did a whole lesson. I can't get into that on today because we got to move. But here we go. So if I click, there's 5 different views. You can like everybody you talk to, what I said yesterday, all financial capital, social capital. You can't just be talking to people and, oh my gosh, she loved it so much. And then they disappear. And then you never follow up with them. Like we got to cut that out because you're doing 10 times the work. Like every time you meet a new person, you got to start over versus you meet the person, they come by your table. Oh, I love this. Do y'all have a business card? And you just like, yes, here, scan this if you want to check us out. But also, let me get your email. You know what I'm saying? You bring them into your world. Or, oh my God, we love this. But we, do you do home delivery? Do you do personal one-on-one, coaching, whatever, Yes, we do, but they're not going to buy it like right now. Maybe it's hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars or whatever. So then you need to capture that energy and put them on a list. Or you go to these meatballs and alcohol events, you know how wings on wings on deck. They got everything. And you out here, you got your 5-star pitch. You're like, dog told me don't go in here unless I got a plan and strategy. So I'm outside with it. I'm meeting with people. I'm doing the thing. Blah, 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 blah. And then you blinking, scanning the little blink cards, doing all that. And then what happens? Nothing. Y'all don't be following up these people. So now we have a system for that. So you see right here, it says all business contacts. So what it does is you put their name, their phone number, their email, the links to all their social, just type them in there. Your their handles, when I say type of contact, let me show you what I mean. Let me show you. This is what we talked about yesterday. This is somebody, I know this person for real. Okay. Warm. That's somebody I met in person and I stay in touch with them and they would warmly remember me if I reached out to them. Then we got a social connect. Maybe somebody you met online or whatever. We're in the same circles or whatever, and you can stay in touch with them. And then you got referrals. Okay. So you need to be able to track that. What's their interest level? Very interested. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Give me some information. You know what I'm saying? I really need that. Can you come to my house and do that? Like, can we I need to talk to my husband, right? I was just telling him we need to right? But they don't buy it like standing there looking at you, very interested. Versus somebody who asks for more information versus somebody who's like, oh yeah, I don't know, maybe next month, next year, next quarter, or whatever. Or somebody that you know that you've met that knows what you do, but maybe you never invited them or asked them to work with you. Okay, that's what you put right there. Okay, then you got relationship status. We got options. These are people that you're thinking of. We did this exercise the other day, but you haven't contacted them yet. I reached out to them. They haven't responded yet. We scheduled a call. You got to do this with at least 50 humans. I really want you to do 100 or more. Okay. You had the conversation going through the Alpha method. I told you exactly how to do that. Don't ask me that. That's what we've been doing the last 10 days. Okay. Last 8 days. And then they're like, oh, if there's some follow-up needed, boom, you mark that. And if it's like, no, they're not ready right now, you put them in your what? Your nurture sequence. So you can mark all of that right here. Okay, here you can actually put the date, like a calendar of when the last time you talked to this person. You want to track that. Then you can put, okay, they're not ready yet. It's like, no, I'm going on a cruise. No, I'm moving my mama to the nursing home. I'm not going to be ready till, this time and this time and this time. So you go head on. You're like, oh, it's private. No problem. No problem. So when is the best for me to follow up with you? Because they're saying they're really interested, but it's like, no, I got to move my kid to college. Child, I got to do this and do that. I'm switching jobs. I'm moving out my house. I'm buying a property, like like whatever. So when should I follow up? You put that right there. Okay. Here we're going to put all of our notes. I want you to take note. If they keep talking about their cat, shout out to Clara. Leroy is important to them. Write that down. They told you the name of the twins. They told you all kinds of information in this conversation. I need you to not only record it, we talked about that yesterday, not for public use, not for anybody, but so you can go back and review those notes and pull a transcript. You could take the transcript from the audio recording of the sales conversation, the Afro method conversation that you had with them, transcribe it, put it in a Google Doc, take said link and put it right here. I need you to have notes on what y'all talked about. Okay, ain't nobody doing that, but that's why 92% of people build a business that does not hit 6 figures. Do what you want to do. Okay. What's their biggest pain point? You should know that. You should be making sure that you're asking the right questions, getting all that language. You want the actual language. So again, the transcript can just go right here. What have they tried in the past? What's their urgency level? This is important because you need to know, like, this, like, I need it right now. Oh my God, I was just talking about this. Like, if we don't get this, I'm gonna lose my job. If I don't figure this out by next quarter, like, I'm getting fired. Like, can you help me with this? Versus, that sounds nice, sounds really interesting. Versus, no, I'm just kicking tires, checking it out. You need to know the difference, right? Any objections, concerns, you can write and list that right there. Usually they're gonna tell you up front, this sounds cool, but, and they're gonna tell you, put the but right there. And then next action, what do you need to do based on this long meeting y'all had? Y'all had a brainstorming session. Oh, such a great lunch. Oh my God, we got to get together again. What did you say you were going to do? Write that down. And then what's the status of your sales here? You got options. They're like, oh, not ready to buy yet. They bought something. They said, absolutely not. Or maybe later, it's just not right now. Okay, cool. Mark that down. If you make the sale, right? I don't know why all of these say 1-8, but it shouldn't say a date unless you've made the sale, right? You make the sale, you put the date of when you made the sale, you put the amount of how much the sale was. Then this is our follow-up sale question that we talked about yesterday. How did they find you? What made them say yes? Why did they almost say no? Any potential objections, things that gave them pause? Questions they asked you before buying. This one is a good one. Did you ask them for a testimonial? No, I asked them. I got it. Okay. How many referrals did they give you? Okay. Any other notes that don't fit in there? And if you got a team, who's that assigned to? If you got something they sent you to research or review or study, you can actually put the attachments right there. Okay. So I've gone well above and beyond what I'm supposed to be doing on this 100-day challenge. Some of y'all in here and ain't even paid to be here, but here you are. Welcome. Okay. So your cash should flow like water. This is what I believe. Okay. So that's your standard. That's for all your contacts. So if you click paid, what's going to happen is it's going to sort them. What happened? Where's it going? There we go. If you click pay, it's going to sort by anybody who bought. If you click bought right here, and you click, sales status bought, it's going to only show you the people that are bought. So if you want to do a follow-up campaign or let me reach out to my people. I got a little free gift for my people. It's holiday season. I want to send out some cards, boom, right there. If you need to follow up with some people, you're like, okay, I'll catch up with you. You can sort by that. This is going to base it on what relationship status you put. So look, check it out. So when I filtered it, right, it's only going to tell me the people who I've said they need to follow up, and or people who are in our nurture sequence, and people whose date is coming up in the next 7 days. Right there. So you don't have to guess, oh my God, what I need to do, who am I call, what I'm doing right now. It's already the system is doing the work. Okay, come on, system. Look at your neighbor and say systems. Okay. Active conversations. This is my favorite one. So if you schedule a call with somebody, or like they need to follow up, or this one right here. So you can change this at will, right? So if you've scheduled a call, had the conversation, need a follow up and all of that, they're active conversations. So if you just want to be like, who's in the pipeline today? What can I do? I need to close some people, do some things. It's going to automatically filter by that. Okay. And then nurture only. So let's say it's people that's been on here for a while. They kind of cold. You don't know what's going on. It's going to pull up the people who are in the nurture. All right. Edit this as you will. Okay. Edit this as you will. But if you follow this system, y'all finna be okay in these entrepreneurial streets. That's what's about to happen. Okay. So let me see. I got notes on today because I pulled so many things to help you guys today. Because I'm like, I know I give a lot of information, but it's like, how do I apply this, doll? So now you got the application things as well. Here we go. So in the notes, if you just joined us, let me share it one more time. If you're not on Zoom, you need to get in the dollhouse. So that means you're on social media somewhere. So you need to like click some things, go somewhere and get into the like mastermind in the WhatsApp. And then from there, you can get over here. Anyway. Okay. Here are the people in my neighborhood. The people who, if you want to go deeper with Airtable, I just put it in the chat. Okay. This man, they have a starter. Get your Airtable up and running in 25-minute video. This Julian man. This other man, 9X, similar. And then this other man, he has a whole archive of getting great at Airtable. Gareth Pronovost. Apparently he's not American. I don't know. But you can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want to go with this tool, because it's a really great tool. But if you don't want to do all that and you're just like, dog, give me the basics. Give me what you just showed me right there. Give me that and let me be great with that. I'm putting it in the chat. I mean, it's already in the link that I keep sharing with you guys, but I'm separating them out as well. So that, if you click that link right there, it's going to open. And then you click at the top, it's going to say copy table or something like that. Once you click that, if you don't have an account, it's going to set you up, and then boom, now you got a copy of what I just showed you. Happy 2026, y'all. Okay. Now let me see. I missed some stuff in the chat. Let me see what I missed other than yay. All right. She got somebody. Micaiah. Shout out to Micaiah. Got a potential client to put into the table. Yes, put any past clients in. So what you want to do is get you your favorite. I mean, this is tea, y'all. You can't see because I disappear if I stand up in this thing. But anyway, get your favorite beverage of choice. Okay. You want to sit down somewhere, and we're going to talk about the elephant diet today. You want to schedule some time to be great. And like all of your clients, all of your, oh, I met this person. Oh, this email exchange happened. Oh, these people on LinkedIn said they were really interested. Oh, I remember that time 6 months ago when we had this meeting. I went to this conference. I never followed up with them people. You're going to schedule some time. It might take you 2-3 Saturdays, right? But you're going to schedule some time to sit down and add all of those humans that you have talked to some version of this document or this table or spreadsheet that we just went over. Because now you'll be able to start running your business just open up the thing and see, okay, who do I need to talk to today? What do I need to do today? It's going to make your life so much better. So much better. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. Oh, he says awesome. All right. So thank y'all. I mean, you inspired me to do this. Why would I build this if it wasn't for y'all? Because I was doing a version of this, but this is better. This is so much better. I'm moving my whole business to this. So anyway, the other thing from yesterday, if you weren't here, it's okay. As long as you're registered, you'll have the replay in the Dollhouse 2.0. But I promised some templates for how to do follow-ups via email, and there you have it. It's right there. So that's like, as you're going through your follow-up sequence, we don't just hit people and be like, hey, want to buy something? Hey, like there's an actual process that we follow, and that will help you with that. But I'm showing you that individually, but it's all in the master link that I shared at the beginning. Okay. So let's get into it. It's day number 8 of this 100-day challenge. I'm here to help change your life. Oh, there's some pro tips and pro tools for using Airtable. One thing is they do have shortcuts and stuff like that. But if you watch those videos, you'll know that you can set reminders inside of Airtable. I'm going to talk about reminders later when we talk about the elephant diet. But the most important thing is if you do decide to use Airtable, the great thing is they have a mobile app. So you can get the mobile app, you have your stuff set up, and then let's say you're on the road or you're in the car or whatever, you just had a great meeting, you can literally update it on the go. As soon as you have a conversation. So there's no excuse for you not to have these notes up to date as you're moving about your life and stuff like that. If you have old contacts and stuff like that, you can copy and export things over. Like, it's really great. So make sure you grab the template. When you get some time, copy it into your own account, do all that. And you have a functioning CRM right now, and you don't pay anything for it. So Airtable has a free tier, I think less than 1,000 contacts, I believe. You can use this just like it is. So you don't have to pay anything for this. It's not like you got to pay for Salesforce and go through all this training and certification. Like, y'all don't do that. Don't hide behind your computers. Don't be playing with Canva and stuff like that. Like, let's just stay in motion. Let's do that. Okay. So we talked about how important it is to follow through. Now we got to have a clear worldview. What do we stand for? What do we stand on? Y'all, I know it's the end of the world. I know they're protesting in the street right now. I know what's going on in Minneapolis. I know Venezuela, Greenland, Cuba, you got next. I know. Y'all know I'm going to talk about it in the WhatsApp. If you want to have real conversations about what's really happening in the world and nobody around you is talking about it, they still talking about what Diddy them and doing and Nicki Minaj, you need to be in the WhatsApp group. So if you're not on there, go do that. But anyway, we're going to get to that this afternoon and this evening. So I hope y'all join me again at 6:00. I'll be doing the 6:00. We're back this week. Are in the lab on Zoom on Thursday nights at 6. So y'all jump in there as well. But today I want to give y'all something really practical because I'm doing this at 2 because I can't do it at 11. I don't start my day early. I just can't. I can't do it. But I want this to be practical. If you're going to stop your business day to come in here and join me, I want this to be something you can immediately apply or give you some fuel to add another 2-3 hours of productivity to your day. So thank you for being here. Now, let's talk about the problem. Why smart people, most of the people that I deal with are actually off the charts brilliant. Like, you guys are really, really brilliant. You're gifted, you're artists or creatives or just super, 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 super smart. But we don't always follow through. And so, like I always, when I use these examples, I say I'm protecting the names of the innocent. I would never put anybody's business in the street, but I will just use this as like an analogy for some of the conversations that I've had in the thousands of hours of coaching that I've done. So let's say we have some of you guys are very organized. A few of you even actually had a CRM or follow-up system set up. Most of y'all didn't, but it's fine. You had some templates or some ways that you were kind of reaching out. You had your pitch memorized and all of that. But after a couple of weeks, I'll follow up. We have a call, bettercalldog.com. Then I come back like, hey, how's it going? And y'all be like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I know all the stuff I need to be doing, but I just don't have time. I'm exhausted by the end of the day. I'm running here, I'm running there. I got all the stuff going on. And so I'm like, okay, cool. But so have you been practicing your pitch? You're like, no, well, no, I don't, I try to get to it when I can, but I haven't really got to it yet. And it's like, okay, so are you following up with people intentionally? Like, where's your list of follow-ups? Who's in your pipeline or whatever? I don't, So basically, we don't have any of this stuff scheduled. Nothing. And you're just waiting on free time, waiting on that moment to appear, waiting to when you feel like it, waiting till things get better and all of that. But free time never comes. Your motivation, feeling like doing something, it might come for a little second, but it's finna go immediately. And any kind of cracks that you have in your system or your schedule, they're going to get filled with other people's priorities, other groups that you're involved in, other organizations that you're part of. Like somebody else's cadence and events are going to always fill in that space. So you can't build your business like in the cracks, like in the free time, like when I get some time, when I feel like it and all that. No, you've got to start becoming a builder. You need blocks. So that's where when you think time blocks, it's like I'm a builder. Okay. So practicing your pitch when you have a free moment, updating this big, beautiful CRM I just gave y'all a template for when I get some time. I'll follow up with people when some things slow down. I know I just went and spent $2,000 to go to this conference. I met all these amazing people. They actually were really interested in what I got going on and all of that. But then, I don't have time. I get back. Now you're back to the busyness of like life or whatever. And you don't schedule time to follow up with these people. But you wonder why your business is not moving forward. And a week becomes a year and it becomes 2 years. Like this happens so fast. Right? We're already in 2026. Like, what are you talking about? Don't you remember when LA was on fire? Y'all remember that? It's already been a whole year. That was last year this time. Like, bloop, the year's gone. It's gone. So what are we doing? We've got to start being intentional about how we spend our time. And I know it requires you to become a different version of yourself. The version of yourself who treats this future business that you want, the one that's paying you $10, $20, $30, $50,000 a month, the one that's, millions of dollars in revenue, and you outside and you got national franchise and you speaking all over the world, all the stuff you got on your vision board. That's why we're canceling the vision board. Okay. All of that. If you had that business, you would have appointments. I want you to name, they keep talking about, oh, Beyonce is a billionaire now. You know what? Congratulations. All the things. Okay, fine. Listen. I want you to name your Beyonce, your Jay-Z, your I don't know, who are these people? Richard Branson, name somebody. Put a name in the chat. Whoever these people are. Elon, I don't know who's not canceled. I can't call no names because everybody's canceled now. But you know what I'm saying? Somebody on some level that you in your mind, right? You're not finna tell me that they're just waking up in the morning and just doing what they feel like doing what they have time to do. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, we got to go here, we got to go there, we got an appointment here, we got an interview here, we got a press conference here, we got we got a they got a whole team to make sure that they show up in the places of where they're supposed to show up at the time they're supposed to show up. But you got time to just sit around and float and like, I don't really feel like I want to do this today. So instead, I'm just going to go and walk around my favorite shops and just look around. And I know that I didn't budget to spend this on this month, but I feel like I deserve a little treat, a little something. And so that's what I'm going to, like, this is what we're doing. We outside just walking around like, like there's all kind of time. What are we talking about? Y'all, what are we talking about? Fawn Weaver, that's a good one. Y'all know who Fawn Weaver is? Let's talk about Fawn Weaver for a second. This is my homegirl. Not for real, but she's one person removed. This is the founder of Uncle Nearest Whiskey. Y'all know Uncle Nearest? You might not know. Listen, I got stories for everything. So, for those who don't know on social media, like who? Oprah. Thank you. Come on, Oprah. That's my girl. I can't find the picture in time. John Bryant. Okay. Y'all know I know Oprah. That's my homie. She's watching me from afar. Always. I gotta watch myself. Gotta watch what I say. Fawn Weaver is the founder of Uncle Nearest Whiskey. Uncle Nearest is the original Black person who invented the formula that Jack Daniels uses. You know, Jack Daniels, everybody knows Jack Daniels, but nobody knew that this Black man invented the thing. Well, family formula or whatever happened. Miss Fawn got the recipe and founded a company, and now they're all the way outside. She's also a Delta or whatever, but yeah, she started her company, and now she's got one of the very few. There's not a lot of like Black owned, you know, alcohol brands, and she's doing very, very well. But I promise you, they're not just like floating around. Like, when I feel the feeling, then I'll do the thing. But otherwise, I'm outside. Like, what are we, retired? What are we like? What are we like, Sam Walton? Like, who? Why y'all just floating around all day? I don't get it. So here's the thing. We're not scheduling time for our business activities, but it's not because we're too busy. It's because we don't create them like appointments on our calendar. The same way that we make a doctor's appointment or picking your kids up from school, it's a non-negotiable. Or like if you set a meeting with somebody, you're not going to just like not show up. You're like, oh my God, let's meet for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Meet me at Bar Taco on not Howell Mill. What is that? West Howell Mill, whatever. Meet me there at 3:00. You're not just going to not show up and also not call the person. Like, nobody does that. You don't say, oh, I'll make it if I have time. You show up. Or if you can't show up, you reschedule it. So everything that's important in your business, which I have been outlining some very key activities that need to be happening in your business this past 7 days. Now we're on day 8. You got to schedule it the same way. So let's talk about what I call the toddler problem. There are certain pieces of your life that are just a problem. Like, for lack of better words, like a toddler. Is anybody raising any children? If you raise some children, put it in the chat. Put a Y in the chat. These babies, when they come here, they come with all the energy. They are like, hey, they're outside. They're running around. They're pulling down curtains. They want to know. They're exploring. They're toddlers. They are just running around. Okay. And a toddler, what I'm talking about is the one area of your life that's causing the most anxiety. Okay, this could be the taxes that you didn't file or you didn't pay from last year, and now it's about to be tax season again. It could be that one conversation that you're totally avoiding. It's like, oh my God, I know I need to do this. I need to cut this off. I need to do this. I need to take care of this. And you just keep avoiding it. It could be that back room closet that you need to go in there and clean it out. Or it could be, somebody could have passed away in your family, one of your parents or something. It's like, okay, I really need to get in there and just get that energy, clear that energy and do the thing. But you're not doing the thing. But I want you to understand that when you don't handle the thing, just like a toddler running wild in the house, they're running wild. It's going to affect all the rest of the areas of your life. It's all connected. So if we don't handle this stuff, it's like having 237,000 tabs open on your computer. You know how that works, right? And it literally slows your computer down. It takes forever for all the pages to load. Like nothing's going the way it should go. It start overheating and stuff. You got to handle some of this stuff. So the toddler is that one thing that's hard for you to control, creates chaos, anxiety, makes you feel overwhelmed. For some people, it could be your health. It's like, I keep eating, I keep doing this thing, I keep, whatever it is. It could be your finances. For entrepreneurs, it's like these key activities in your business. Because your revenue is unpredictable and you don't know what to do next, you get overwhelmed. And I tell you exactly what to do, but you don't put it into a schedule. So you feel like you're working hard and you're showing up, you're going to events and meatballs and alcohol, and you're tearing up your good shoes, walking down the thing because you got to pay for parking and you got to walk and then you got to go through security. I didn't bring my ID. What do you mean? I'm just trying to go to the meatballs and alcohol. So you got to walk back to the car, get the thing, and then go in there, and then it's the same people in there, the same little thing. You dapping it up again and and all of that. And it's just like, and you go home and the kid's like, yay, mommy, you went to Google today. And it's like, yeah, nothing happened for real. But you don't want to tell them that. So, it's like, it's too much. You get all disappointed. So the toddler is the thing in your life that creates so much anxiety that it actually prevents you from doing the work that could actually solve this problem. Like some of this stuff you could do at one good time and be okay. But you're so stressed about your business that you procrastinate on your business activities. You start avoiding things. You start distracting yourself. You're looking at Stranger Things. You watching Diddy for the second time. You're like, I'm just going schedule the trip. I got $3,000 extra. I'm just going to go to the Florida Keys. Like, why? It's actually because you're stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just trying to do something to get out of the stress. So the only way to tame a toddler in your life, I don't care what it is to schedule it. Okay? Block out specific time on your calendar to work on that thing, even if it takes you multiple appointments. But you got to make an appointment and set it like something you cannot skip. Something you cannot skip. An appointment you cannot miss. So, y'all, what is your toddler? You can write it in the chat if you want to, but make notes, pull out your journal, all the things. What is the one thing that's like, it's so chaotic that it's messing up everything? Like, it's just, I can't even do nothing because this thing is just out of hand. I need to have this conversation. I need to call this person. I need to do this thing. This is out of control. What is that for you? We're going to schedule it on today. Okay. But I needed to address that because all of the good things that I'm telling you to do, all the stuff that we have prepared. If you just got in the Zoom, I'm going to drop this one more again. Because everything I told you to do today, I actually did it for you or with you or whatever. Hold on. There we go. What is that one thing that's keeping you from being great in these streets? You put it in the chat, write that down. Ooh, my closet. Uh-oh. Not the back closet. It's like, you know, all of that. Listen, you know what you can do? You can set an appointment with yourself for your closet. Updating this website. Okay. Whatever it is, I'm going to show you how to fix it on today. I'm going to show you how to do it. Matter of fact, let's start at the end. I'm going to start right now. I'm going to open this document. I'm going to show you how to do it. That's all you got to do. It solves everything. Everything. Okay. Boom. This is what I call a recipe card. Okay. So what you do is you come on here, just like, how do you cook a recipe? How do you cook a cake? How do you cook eggs? How do you cook, your favorite recipe that you're famous for? You go step by step by step. So first you do this, then you do this, then you do this, right? So take any task you got to do and break it down the same way. So you see that right there. For each numbered task in the recipe, only list something that you can do in 25 minutes or less in one sitting. Up to 45 minutes, but no more than 45 minutes, right? So if it's like the closet, go in there and like look in the closet and make categories of what kind of stuff is in that closet, right? Or go in there and say, I'm looking for, some of this is my stuff from my old business. Some of this is my kids' stuff and they gone to college. Some of this is my mama's stuff and she done went on to glory. Some of this is stuff I keep saving for my gift wrap, and I only use that once a year. Like, you make categories, right? And then another step would be go to the Container Store and buy these big tubs. I want to pull all that stuff out and reorganize it in the tubs because I'm going to end up storing it in my storage. I'm going to put it in my garage or whatever, right? Third step might be go get some markers and some tape, like literally break it down into actual steps that it's going to take you, like updating my website. Like, what should I do on my website? Better call Doll so I can ask her what I need to put on the website. Then write all the copy for the website. That's step 2. Then, get my logo file from my old graphic designer from 2 years ago because I don't even have the original file. Then get the hex code so I know what colors, when I go in Canva, I could tell it what color to make the background and the borders and da-da-da-da-da. Like, these are individual steps. Like, break it down step by step by step by step by step. Everything you would have to do to actually get this done. Go look for some photos on Unsplash or call the photographer from 2 years ago who took the photos that time at my event and get the photos of me teaching in front of the class that time. These are like separate sessions, okay? When you have all the stuff, then it's like, all right, now go watch YouTube videos to learn how to use Canva to make a website, because I don't know how to do that. Schedule some time, write it down step by step by step, right? So if it takes more than 25 minutes or 45 at the most, break it up into separate tasks, but you put it on the recipe card. And then if you need research and all of that, you could put the research as some steps to do. If it's like a future, oh, this is a great idea. Like you're doing it and you're like, oh, I could also do this thing. Put it under the to-dos and ideas. Okay. And then when you're ready to start on something, take it to another recipe card. So literally break it down to all the individual steps that it takes to get this thing done. Okay. And I'll show you where this goes in your calendar in a little bit. If it's something that needs to happen in the future, like that's a nice idea, but that's not what we're talking about right now, you put it in the future part. If you need questions answered, you put it down here and better call down. Okay. So break everything down. Break it all down to the steps. If you don't even know where to begin, then the step is research. And write that down on your recipe card. Because if you do the research and you go to YouTube and you watch a video and they're telling you what to do, now they're giving you steps. Now you put those steps on your recipe card. Okay. That was for somebody. So nothing is going to conquer us, you guys. Whether it's whatever the toddler is, whatever the thing that's causing you so much anxiety that you can't get anything else done, you just keep shutting down for the day, schedule it. All right. Now, here's the cost. If we don't block our time, like I said, I think we're going to be 90 minutes today. If we don't block our time, and I'm like, okay, your number one asset system, first system in your business is to practice your pitch. If you don't block your time, some days you might remember, some days you might feel like it, most days you won't. So you might practice once, twice a week. In a month, maybe you got 8 to 12 sessions at best in there. Versus if you are blocking your time every day at 8:30, after I come back from, or while I'm driving back from the gym, I'm practicing my pitch, right? So, because it's on your calendar, just like you remember in high school, and the bell rings, you go to physics, and the bell rings, you go to lunch, the bell rings, you go to calculus or whatever. You do it not because you feel like it, you just do it. So in a month, you've gotten 30 solid practice sessions in with your pitch. So that's at least almost 3 to 4 times more practice than somebody who's just kind of winging it. So who do you think is going to be more confident, more fluent, more present in the moment? And I told y'all, when you can collapse time, when the answer to where is here and the answer to when is now, that's where the money resides. Connection is the birthplace of all currency. If you could be present in the moment every time you're talking to somebody, you're not like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. Oh my God, I'm nervous. Oh my God, I don't know what they're going to say. Oh, I'm not prepared. I'm going to go in here anyway. Like when you can get all of that out of the way and you just show up in your greatness, like, what's up? How you doing? Like, it's a real connection. You're going to make so much more money, so much faster. You're moving at the speed of money when you do that. So you can collapse time by just putting something as simple as practicing your pitch on your calendar. Okay. So this applies to everything. Updating your CRM. I came back from the conference. I met this person. I had this great conversation, but did you schedule it? Did you put it somewhere? For those who came in late, the thing that I updated or that I put in the chat, it has all the links. I created a CRM thing in Airtable with everything I told y'all to do over this past week that you can just use to track your people that you're talking to, your humans. 50 humans or more. Your follow-ups, weekly reviews, your social media content. Well, I don't know when I'm going to do all of this. It sounds cool, but when am I going to? This is how. Today we're going to fix all of that. When you have time blocks, things happen consistently. You breathe all the time, don't you? You eat food all the time. So what do we mean? What are we talking about? That it's that consistency that's going to bring you real results in your business. So I teach and I base all this on what I call the time block method, T.I.M.E. Time stands for, T is for all of your to-dos as well as your toddlers, okay? Things that are super urgent, super pressing, like you can't get nothing done if you don't get this done, okay? List all of that, your to-dos. That's T. I is for itemize. Things that are urgent, tasks that you just need to knock out right quick, as well as things that are ongoing long-term projects. Then M is for manage. I'm gonna show you how to manage that with a block schedule. And we need to put it into our Google calendars or whatever, so that it's not just something that we said we were going to do, but like literally you should have alerts on your phone and all that. And then E is for execute and eradicate emotion. We got to start showing up differently if we want to see different results. It's what you do most consistently, most frequently. That becomes your frequency. Frequency is just immaterialized reality. If you keep showing up like this, things are gonna be different. You're like, oh my God, look what happened. It's just like you're in a car, you're on a road trip, right? You leave Atlanta, you get on 20 West, and you just start driving. You going about 65, that's kind of slow for me. But I don't drive no more, so whatever. You driving about 70 miles an hour and doing all of that. And then, after about 3-4 hours, you're gonna look up. You're gonna be in, I don't know what, about to be out of Alabama, about to be in Jackson, Mississippi, somewhere. It gets different when you just keep showing up, doing what you're supposed to do consistently. Do it again. You'll be in a different place. This is how we change our lives. This is how we change the world. This is how we change our business. Okay. So this is the system that I use to build opportunity. This is the system that I use in the doghouse. This is the system that I use for my family, my health, my relationships. Don't ask me, oh, how are you doing? This is how I do it. Come on, Montel. He's now a worship pastor, which is crazy to me. That's how you know it's the end of the world. That was 10 years ago. Imagine how different the world is now. Anyway, this is how you go from feeling overwhelmed and reactive and all of that to being focused, being proactive, to being intentional, to being in charge of what you do. This is how I built a company that got an 8-figure and now $1 billion valuation while maintaining my sanity and still being a pretty cool person. I'm just me. I'm just out here. How you doing all this, dog? This is how I do it. So T is for that toddler and all your to-dos. So the first thing we need to do, when I used to teach this as a weekend workshop, we would spend like an hour on this part. So you can do it in your own time, but you literally need to sit down somewhere and do a brain dump. List everything that you have to do, you need to do, you want to do, you keep thinking about doing. The taxes, I need to call this person, I need to do this part of my house, I need to fix this, my wife keep asking me to do this, my children said this, everything. Just data dump, just get it all out. Priorities, projects, obligations, backlog stuff, work stuff, business stuff, school stuff, household stuff, family stuff, personal stuff. Write it down. Make a list. Get it all on paper. It's a data dump. The reason why we're doing that is because we're closing all these tabs. Because right now it's all swirling in your head. It's creating anxiety. You can do it on a whiteboard. You can put it in your journal. You can do whatever you want to do. But you need to get it out of your head because your brain is actually using energy trying to remember all this stuff. But as soon as we can get it out of our head and get it onto paper or digitally, your brain can relax because it doesn't have to remember all of that anymore. It can actually focus. Okay. So there's a great book. I said this a couple of weeks ago or whatever. It's called Getting Things Done by David Allen. Excellent. Put it in the chat. It'll help you with this. But once you capture all of this energy and write it down somewhere, then it's no longer going to be causing you like anxiety, like running in the background of your life or in your mind. Okay. It's really important. That's the first thing you want to do. So here's the starting point. So those 7 business activities or those several business activities that I told y'all to do daily, practice your pitch. Update your CRM that I just gave you after every conversation that you have, because you should be having those conversations throughout the week. And making sure you're having at least 1 to 3 sales calls over the week as you start these processes. That should be happening every day. Weekly things like reviewing what you have in your CRM, working on your problem statement, revising it based on all the feedback you got for that week and your offer, and planning your next week. These are things that should be happening weekly. Okay. So if you're just following me step by step, let's say you started from 0 in the 100-day challenge. These are the things you have on your to-do list so far. Daily pitch practice, daily conversations with humans. Some of them are going to turn into sales. So we capture that S3, what happens after a sale. We get all of that information, those signals, and updating our CRM after every conversation. Weekly, should be reviewing all of that and doing our follow-ups, updating our problem statement and offer, tweaking it and making it better. based on what we learned from our conversations that week, and preparing for the next week. Okay. And then that's your priorities for your business. Then everything else you got to do, your job, your household stuff, your school, if you're in school, your family commitments, health activities, your social life, you got to do for church, like all these other outstanding obligations that you already have, that should be listed as well, obviously. Okay. So a list of everything you got to do, backlog stuff, business stuff, other stuff, current stuff, and whatever, anything that's in your mind. Okay. Then the I. I stands for itemize. This is when we want to create categories for everything. We're going to sort everything into categories. So some of you guys are going to be doing this on a spreadsheet, and that's fine. If you're writing on a piece of paper, you just blah, 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 you get everything out, just blah, blah, right? And then you're going to create new blank pieces of paper and create categories. So things that are urgent, they got to be done soon. You got a deadline that's coming up really fast and it's really important. Put that urgent. You got tasks, things that are one-time actions that you could do in one sitting. You got projects, things that take more than one step to get it done. Okay, cool. You just need to make a mark, a note on every item. Whether it's urgent, it's a task, or it's a project, part of a project. Okay, so that's like going down the side column. Across the top, you're going to have categories. So is this for work? Like if you still have a job, your business, household stuff, family relationships, your health and fitness, personal development, finances, fun and social, like whatever, future goals, travel, whatever that is. You create categories, school, categories for all of the things. Okay, so you should, when you finish this part of the itemization, you should be able to see all those same items that you did. You could use note cards or whatever you want to do. If we were in a workshop, we would literally go through this and physically do it. Okay, so for everything that you have that's a to-do, it needs to be marked. Is this urgent? Something I gotta get done by deadline? Is this just a task that I can do one time and knock it out? Or is this part of a project? It should have a little asterisk, little note on there. And then what category of my life does this fit into? Okay, this is going to tell you where your time is actually going, where you need to spend more time. So, like for example, the business activities that I've been giving you guys this week, updating your CRM after a conversation, that's a one-time thing. You could do that in 10 minutes or less. My rule is if you could do it in 10 minutes or less, just do it immediately. Sending a follow-up message, completing, filling out, somebody makes a sale and you go ahead and ask them, hey, what made you purchase today? What were you thinking about this? Da, 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 da. What did you like? What did you have questions about? How can, all of that we talked about the other day. Go on and do that. Things that are projects that take longer than that. This 100-day challenge with all these different projects and tasks is an ongoing project. Having sales conversations, that's an ongoing project. Building your nurture system and your social media calendar and all that is an ongoing project. So that should have an ongoing, it should be showing up consistently on your calendar, right? Things that are urgent right now, like follow-ups that are due this week, proposal or application that's due by a certain date, delivering for a client if they already bought something, right? Just have a way to capture all of that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like on my end. Come on, 10-minute rule. It's life-changing. I agree. Just get it done. If you can get it done, just get it done. How about we just get it done? Don't think about it. Just do it. Just bye. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it takes up bandwidth in the mind. And you don't have to sit there and go through all that. You could just knock it out, get it done. Let me see if I can show you. Is this the one I want to share with you guys? Let's see. No, there's another one. Here we go. Sharing. If you get everything into categories, if you're on social media and you're like, what's going on? I want to be a part of the family. Just find a link. There's a mastermind. You need to get in the free thing and do the thing. And then you'll know how to get in here. Okay. This is an example of an elephant diet. So I literally map every hour of my day. I learned this from people who make millions and millions of dollars. And this is how they block their time. So I got time for sleep, hanging out with friends, going to lunch, walking in nature. I'm writing, I'm reading, I'm cooking dinner, I'm meditating, whatever the things are. This is from years ago, so I don't even know what some of this stuff is, but you can see if I had a project, like I'm trying to get a landing page done. It looks like I was working on 2 different projects at the time. So I scheduled time for literally everything. Go outside and sit with the birds, working on my pitch deck. Things that were urgent, I put a category for that. Calling my partners, I had a category and a block for that. Working on proposals, apparently this was a big proposal season of my life. Working on that. Getting dressed, going in the shower, doing all of that. I had a time for that. I was working on some content and writing. I blocked out time for that. Chilling, reading, sleeping, everything has a place on the calendar. Client calls. Okay, so that's where the categories come in. That's what I mean by categories. Stuff that reading. Okay, I want to read, 3 books a year and all this kind of stuff. We keep setting all these goals for ourselves. But then where does that show up on your calendar? On 3 books, 2 books a month or something. When? When? How, Sway? How are we gonna do this? Put it on your calendar. So pitch practice could go on here. The thing that's causing you anxiety can go on here. The closet, date with your closet. Put it on your calendar. Just do it. Check an email, everything. I'm talking about everything. Goes on the calendar. If you start showing up like this, your brain can relax. You don't have to be in a constant state of anxiety, like, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God, da, da, da. Because the system is doing that for you. That's how it used to be. You know why I used to be so carefree and everything was everything when we were in high school, college? It's because the system was working for us. We didn't have to figure out, okay, what am I going to read today? What am I going to study to become a greater, scholar or whatever? They gave you a syllabus. It said, hey, classes at this time, also go to your TF at this time, and that's all you had to do. Show up at the said time. And then the rest, you had free time. You had the club, you have the president of said club. I go over here and do this. You had a schedule. And then when we graduate from high school, graduate from college, and now we got no schedule. And we wonder why. When you had a job, you had a schedule. You had a meeting at this time. You had the person, you got to go report to your supervisor. You got to do all this. Now I want to be an entrepreneur. We ain't got no schedule. And we wonder why it's so hard. Hey, this is not optional. I need everybody to get on a schedule. Like, let's just do it. Let's just try it. How about that? It's not the new year, but it is a new calendar. Like, what if we just show up for ourselves this year and see what happens? Let's just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? How about we do that? So anyway, that's what the I stands for. When you itemize everything, have a category for everything, right? If you do that, now you get into the M, which is what I just showed you. M stands for map. You're mapping and managing all of that on your block schedule, okay? Take everything from this list of to-dos. Now you got it in categories and put the categories, turn them into blocks on your calendar. I do the color coding because it's prettier and it helps me to see what's going on for real. A block is a chunk of time dedicated to a specific category of activity. So if you got to drive for an hour, 30 minutes one way and 30 minutes back, that goes on the calendar because during that drive time, I can listen to my podcast. During that drive time, I can call these 3 friends I keep saying I'm gonna call, I didn't call. During that drive time, I can plan, to do something or to do nothing. But it needs to be on the calendar as opposed to, I'm just everywhere. Oh my God. During the drive time, you can listen to the Dollhouse, catch up on the Dollhouse audio. Anything you keep saying, I need to do this. If you know where your time is allocated, you can schedule time for the stuff you need to do. That's it. So, if you give yourself all day, you say, okay, Tuesday, I'm just going to work on my business, but you don't set it out specifically at what are you going to work on, then the whole day will go by, the phone will ring, and I'm hungry. And by the time you go, I got to go to lunch, and let me run by the store, and and the day is over. And you do that all week, and now it's like, I didn't get anything done. You do that all month, and you do that for 6 months, and now your husband and people looking at you like, I thought you said you were going to make some money. Yeah, but it's hard, and then you get into that. We got to eliminate all of that. This is how you eliminate that. So if you give yourself, let's say, for example, a 45-minute block, it's like neuroscience. I don't want to get into that right now, but 45 minutes is kind of the most in terms of a block, unless you get into a state of flow or whatever. But 45 minutes and you take a break, 15 minutes and come back, right? So let's say you do 2 45-minute blocks and you say, I'm going to have 2 to 3 sales conversations. Like, this is my window of time. So when you're reaching out to your 50 people and you're like, okay, let's get on your calendar. I got some time Thursday and Friday. Now you know what that time actually is because you have a calendar where you're like, sales conversation, that goes on your calendar. Afro conversations. Thursday and Friday, it's blank. And then Susan is like, well, I could do 2:00. Well, I could do this time. Or you got a Calendly out there because you're using social to bring new people into your world. And you take book a call with me. You know, they're watching your videos and content. They're getting that initial experience with you. So now they feel like they know you just like the people in person. They're like, oh, I do want to get on her calendar. You have it blocked off, right? So you'll get it done. Versus if you're just like, oh my God, I need some customers, right? So blocks create focus, urgency, and they force you to prioritize. It forces you to train your family, hey, I'm recording content from 2 to 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So don't ask me to do nothing. Don't come in here. Y'all be quiet. I'm working on my YouTube channel from 2 to 4. Then everything shifts around you. You understand? You're so powerful. You can do this. Okay. So everything I taught you to do this week needs to show up in your calendar in addition to all the other obligations you already have in your life, in addition to all of your backlog stuff that you want to do or whatever. Okay. Questions and stuff, you'll put it in the chat. Kids are out of the house. My schedule's a mess. Back to schedule. Yes, come on, schedule. Things get different. Things get different when we get on the schedule. 1 second, Chase. I'm gonna get to you. 1 second. I see your hand. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Okay. So this is a block. This is how we shift our energy. We direct our energy channel. Remember, I said if you pour water through an open hand, what's gonna happen? 100 gallons. There's no lack of water. But if you pour it in an open hand, it's just gonna drain out to the ground. It's gonna dissipate. It's gone. If you pour that same water, 1,000,000 gallons, but you have carved out riverbanks, you're going to be able to channel that energy and get a result intentionally. That's what I need y'all to do. Every day. So like family time, rest, catching up with my friends, like anything that's like, man, I really need to do this. It needs to show up on your calendar. What happens if I miss an appointment, dog? What happens if I said I was going to do this and then my mother called me at the last minute talking about I'm at the airport. I'll be landing. I'm leaving, Miami right now. I'll be there in 2 hours. You reschedule it. What would happen if you had an appointment with the doctor or your best friend for lunch and then something came up? You would call them and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And you'll reschedule it. So if there's something on your calendar that you blocked out and you can't do it, reschedule it. That's all you got to do. So make sure you plan it also according to the energy of your day. So like my best time to do creative work and to really tap into the ether and do all things is in the morning. It's kind of messed up because that's not how the household goes around here. But I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I like physics, like out of decoded the universe or whatever. It's like 4:30 in the morning. And then I got to like figure out how, okay, so I got my notebook by my bed and I write all this stuff down and then, I go and do my research and then I get into my like making content or whatever it is I'm going to be doing. And then, by 11, 12 o'clock, then I'm in family mode or I'm cooking or I'm doing this. If I got lunch meetings or whatever, I take meetings in the afternoon after 11. And then say 2, 3, 4 o'clock, I could do calls. I could do this. I could do that. By 6 o'clock, I'm in a whole different mode. By 8, 9 o'clock, don't tell me to go study nothing. That is not the time. Because guess what? If I crack open a book, I'm going to sleep. But if I'm watching something or if I'm in the studio making music, I'll be up to 5 in the morning. It just depends on what I'm doing. So schedule these blocks around how your natural energy flows. So that's how for my creative people and my spiritual people, I got to follow spirit. I got to do this. Yeah, okay, that's cute. But you also need to get a calendar. You need a schedule. I don't want to hear about that. Again, point to your favorite artist. I guarantee you, Kendrick. Come on, Kendrick. Whoever, Lil Russell, whoever it is. I don't care how creative they are. Somebody, if it's not them, somebody on their team is in charge of their schedule. You need a schedule. Okay, so times for personal time, exercise, family time, rest, fun, walking outside, going in nature, catching up on things. And leave a buffer, right? So if things run over longer than you think they will, leave a buffer, like travel time. Okay, I left this meeting. Now I got to go. I have my Calendly set up where there's 15 minutes in between calls. You need time. You need to go to the bathroom. You need to like do some things. Like you need some thinking time, some planning time, some strategy time. You need a day of the week where you just like floating. Schedule it. That's okay. Calls, conversations, appointments, like be intentional. Downtime, all of that. Reading time, personal development. Like I need to study this stuff. I need to research this. Need to put it on your calendar. Okay, go ahead, Tracy. Tracy, can't you hear me? Okay, we might have lost her. All right. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Oh, is it me? I don't hear anything. Okay, go Tracy. I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. I was saying this information is golden because I definitely needed the elephant diet to be right. I have a question about you are using Google Sheets. Do you recommend that we use Google Sheets or can we use Google Calendar to do the
Oh,
same
great
thing?
question. So let me see if this is coming up or if this is what I need to. Yes. So let me go ahead and address that right now. Excellent question. So this is what I do. Going back to the thing I showed you guys. I use Google Sheets just so I can see everything. So like when I have my weekly planning meeting with myself, again, I set appointments with myself. Why? Because I love myself. I'm important to self. Hey, self. Okay. When I do that, I first, you don't have to do this step, but I don't know how you don't do this step. But I come in here and literally block it out. Like y'all saw the one that had all the colors and, sleep time, chill time, wake up this time, meditate this time, work out this time. Da, da, da. I do all of that every week. So once you do it once, then it's easy to just switch stuff out. Okay. So I do that first. Then from here, I take it to my Google Calendar because you want it to show up and like give you alerts. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 o'clock, the alert goes off. Oh, I got to do this. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, just like when you were in high school. Because remember, I keep telling you guys, the reason why most people's lives were amazing when they were in high school and college is because you were on a schedule. And now we can bring that same level of structure to our own business. So when the alarm goes off, it's like, oh, I'm off. I get to go and finish and binge my Netflix show. Gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Like, you get to do that. When it's time to make the calls, or you can put prep time in there. So it's like, I got to start my calls at 2 o'clock. So at 1:30, let me schedule prep time, which is where I go and I get my glasses because I could never find my glasses. I go get my little glass bottle of water because I'm going to need that. I got 3 calls back to back. I'm going to get my notebook because I usually leave it at my bedside, but I need to bring that in the office. I'm going to make sure my face is together because I'm going to be on Zoom for 3 hours. Like all of that, you get prepared. And then, because you have alerts, you can set alerts and reminders and alarms and all of that in your Google. So also put it in your Google Calendar, because if you're using a Calendly link, right, and people are booking themselves with you, you want it to be blocked out. If you've scheduled an appointment with yourself to do X, Y, or Z, it shouldn't be available for somebody else to then turn around and book that time. So yes, we take it from here. This is an overall zoom out planning strategy. And then we turn around and add those appointments to our Google Calendar. That's an excellent, excellent question.
Okay, so this is big. Big. Okay, is that a necessary step to use Google Sheets first? I'm just getting acquainted with Google Sheets.
It's not.
But you said you don't understand why people don't use it, so you feel like it's very necessary because you said the bigger picture.
It's not necessary, meaning you can do this with a piece of paper. You could do this with note cards. What I'm saying is, I wish we could do a Saturday session for 3 hours and we can all be in the room and do it. But I'm saying, if you just get all your to-dos out of your head, right? And then you put them into categories of business stuff, family stuff, household stuff, school stuff, future stuff. And then you designate day parts for those categories. That's all you have to do. And then those day parts need to show up on your Google Calendar. So you don't have to use Google Sheets at all. You don't have, Tracy, I could send you the one that we made for you right now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to use Google Sheets. It's not necessary. You just want to get all the stuff out of your head, categorize it, and then it needs to show up on your Google Calendar. Now, the other piece of that is the categories tell you, okay, this is the thing that I'm doing at the time. The recipe card that I showed you guys at the beginning is when I get to, it says sales call, or it says update my website. That's what the category is, website. When I sit down to do it, I pull up the recipe card and it tells me the next step. Watch this video on YouTube that somebody sent me where he tells me exactly how to use Canva because I don't know how to do it. So today's 30 minutes for website is watching this video, taking notes, Okay, boom, 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 boom. 30 minutes is up, the alarm goes off. Okay, time to go get the baby. I'm out. Tomorrow, website. The alarm goes off. I go to my recipe card. It says, follow the steps from the man in the video. So now I'm like, I just made this Airtable in 20 minutes because I put it in my bougie GPT and I said, okay, I taught this thing, but how do I actually put that in Airtable? And it told me what to do. That would have taken me 2 weeks. I don't know when. I probably never would have done it. But it gave me the step by step by step. And I had a schedule and I just did the steps in said time. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to use Google Sheets. A calendar or however you keep up with your schedule. I don't know how y'all are doing that, but I don't see how you don't keep a calendar like Google Calendar or something. But when you get to that appointed time, then you pull out the recipe card and you do whatever is next on the recipe card. Okay, so if you have notes, ideas, you're doing research, you're out and about, somebody tells you a book, an article to read, or this, or that, all of that goes on the recipe card. It's like, oh, I need that. Okay, boom. Just put a link to it on your recipe card. That's why I use Google Docs and Google Sheets, but Google Docs specifically for the recipe card. Because
so how do you label the recipe card? That I hear you say that, but I'm not sure. Like the recipe card is basically, if I say I'm going to read a book or if I'm going to, make hot calls today with hot leads, it tells me what direction I should go in and what my plan was when I had the intuitive thought. But how do I keep those organized?
Yeah, literally that. So let me see, share, boom. So yeah, it's like, this is my recipe for, what did you say? Calling, follow.
Yeah, hot leads. Yeah, something like.
Okay. And then y'all have to make a copy of this. You can't. You see, it says click file, make a copy, and then you can use it. Okay, but anyway, so it's like pull up Airtable, CRM, the one we just made, right? It's like review notes from last call and create a list of questions before the call based on Afro. Like, what I'm saying is the recipe card is designed to take all of the emotion out of it. You shouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm nervous. Like, oh my God, I gotta do this thing. What do I do? It's like, no, it's not that deep. The beep goes off. Hey, time for your calls. Okay, pull up. So we pulled it up. List the 3 people calls for today. Review the notes for all of them for the last call. Create a list of questions before all of them based on Afro method, based on this, based on what did they talk about. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So you need 30 minutes, it looks like, to do the prep. And then it's like, then you jump on the Zoom. Like, that's an example. But if it's more like a project-based example, you would be like you're trying to get your website done. Like we just say, update website. Choose a platform. Is it going to be Wix? Is it going to be Canva? Is it going to be Squarespace? What are we doing? Are we going to pay somebody to do WordPress? Research how to use Canva. I got people literally like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. No, you're not stuck. There's YouTube for everything, right? So then once you do the research, you have the link, right, to that YouTube right here. And then you just, the next day you come back, it's like, watch this video, right? And take notes. And then it's like, the next day you come back and be like, okay, make my plan based on notes. Then it'll be like, talk to my homegirl, who's an expert in this field, and get her feedback. Like literally every step. So because you say you only have 30 minutes and it's like, no, I gotta go. Okay, it's fine. Because every day when you come back here, you're going through the next step on the thing, right? And then it's like, choose website colors, like literally every step. The things that would keep you paralyzed for days, weeks, months that you never get it done, break it down into steps. Every time you pull up the recipe card, that's what you do. So on your schedule and on your Google Calendar, it says website. When you get to website time, 11:35 on Friday afternoon, you pull up the recipe card and you go to the next thing. When I get it done, I love to come in there and strike it. Or you can make this, turn it into a checklist, you know what I'm saying? And be like, bye-bye, you know what I mean? Like, you're just getting it done. We're gamifying our success. We're gamifying all the things. That's all you got to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. Would the recipe card be in Google Calendars under notes, or would that be in Google Docs? And if it is in Google Docs, do I then have all different folders for each thing that I'm doing?
Yep, it's up to you. You can put a link like you said in your Google Calendar, and then when that appointment pops up, you could literally just pull it up and bam. You know what I'm saying? But okay. However it works for you. However it works for you.
And you mentioned Camly, because that's the Better Call That doll, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. Is that something that works together with Google Calendar?
Yes, you can, what do you say, integrate. And then when somebody books on your Calendly, it also automatically goes to your Google Calendar. Yeah. So a lot of these tools that I'm saying, the more generic they are, the more likely it is that they communicate and integrate with other tools, which makes your life easier. So yeah, it does integrate. And that way, if y'all book, it shows up on my phone. And it's like, oh, boop, boop, boop. And then I don't have no questions. So every day, I wake up, I do the thing, I go through my meditation, 369, whatever you want to call it, I do that. I make dinner. Not dinner. We got tea and stuff, smoothies, whatever we do for the morning time. And, I go outside, sit with the birds and da-da-da-da. I have my little writing and my journal time, da-da-da. Then I look at my Google Calendar for the day. And I say, okay, what do I have today? If anybody has booked on my Calendly, it automatically shows up on my Google Calendar. So then literally what I do is just go into my alarms on my phone. I got a 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, a 4 o'clock, and a 5:30. I set alarms. 12:59, 1:59, 2:59, and whatever the other one was, 4:29. Okay. And I just go about my business. I'm reading books. I'm doing whatever. And the thing goes, get up, because you can't stop. That's my alarm. It's a song. And then it's like, oh, and then I turn on the Zoom. It gives me a minute and I sit down. And I'm like, hey, y'all, what we doing? Like, it's in my phone. It's just like when the bell used to ring at school. And so there's no like question, no like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's in schedule. The system does the heavy lifting, so you don't have to. So I hope that is clear. So then,
okay, that definitely answers that question. How about if we miss something like morning routines sometimes go astray, especially if you wake up late? Mm-hmm. Do you suggest trying to get those things done, or do you suggest staying on schedule with what we are time for?
You want to reschedule. You want to reschedule things that you miss, other than like always like recalibrate your nervous system, because you don't want to go into the day just with all kind of crazy energy. But give yourself a few minutes for that. But if you miss something, it's like, oh, I needed to do that. just like reschedule it. Just like if you missed the doctor's appointment, what would you do? Reschedule it. So just literally intentionally reschedule it. So sometimes, oh, I didn't do it Tuesday, but then I have it on my calendar every day. So, okay, I'll do it tomorrow at this time, like that. But if it's a one-time thing and you don't get it done, or it's like a project-based thing and you missed it for this week, just intentionally reschedule it and you'll be good.
And then my last question is, if there's something on our schedule, something on my schedule that I constantly keep not showing up for, meaning I just don't do it, do you suggest rewriting that in another way, or just taking off the schedule? Or like, how would you suggest addressing those times?
We got to figure out why. We always start with why. Why are we not doing it? What is the thing that we said we were going to do that we're not doing, and why is that? It's really important to find out the reasons for that and address it accordingly. So it could be that you're just having some fear and anxiety around that. So maybe that's the first thing on your recipe card is like meditation. Like, what am I avoiding? Why am I afraid? What is going on here? And see what comes up for you. A lot of times it's something as simple as you just don't know what to do. So that's why I'm very intentional about saying, schedule your research time. It's like, okay, I need to do this thing, but I don't know anything about this. Call 3 friends who might know something or know somebody who knows something about this. That goes on my recipe card for the day. Find some support for this. Go on YouTube and find 3 experts and watch some of their videos on this. Read a book on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself to the place where you can energetically handle whatever it is that you're avoiding and schedule that. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. So schedule more time than you think you need for everything. Tasks always take a little bit longer than expected. So build in a buffer. Try to batch, similar activities, things you could do at home, might go on the same day versus when I got to go out in the street and I got meetings and I'm outside, I might schedule all those things in a similar way. Having your sales calls on one afternoon versus your reading and creative time, different day, things like that. That makes it easier if you have that level of control over your schedule. And again, treat this like doctor's appointments. Don't let other people kind of invade your blocks. Like, tell your family, tell your people, hey, this is my time. I got to do this thing from this time to this time. I'm starting I need your support. I need you to help me. And we say accountability partners and all that. I mean, that's fine. That's cute. But it's really about you training people how to treat you. And that's important just in life in general, but especially when you're carving out this kind of time. And then make sure that you block your toddler first. So anything that's like just continues to pop up in your head, it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Go ahead and get that on your calendar over the next week or two and start spending time with that thing, or reach out to get some support for that thing, or just really dedicate time blocks, 30 minutes, 15 minutes at a time. Because think of like a junk drawer or like a big mess, like a whole room where everybody has just thrown all their stuff for the last 20 years in your house. You're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. But it's not infinite. So if you go in there and spend 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes, I'm just going to pull whatever's in here, look at it, keep. That's why you need to read that book, because it's like, that lady, Marie, what's her name? It's like, keep, store, throw away, or whatever, and just like for 15 minutes and the alarm goes off. Okay, oh my God, I could close the door again. I don't care if it takes you 6 months. If you do that for 15 minutes a day, you will eventually get to the end of it. So that's the same thing for your taxes. That's the same thing for filling out a form you don't want to fill out. That's the same thing for anything. If you do a section, every day, eventually it'll get done. So tame the toddlers and the things that are running around in your life by giving it dedicated time. Okay, and the last part, T.I.M.E. So that was map. That's how we map out our all those tasks and categories onto our calendar. E stands for execute, and also for eradicate emotion. We just execute. We follow the schedule. It's just like high school. The bell rings. If you got to stop by your locker on the way, you go to lunch along the way, you go hang out with your friend for a little bit, but you just follow the calendar. That's it. Not based on how you feel. Not like, oh my God, not like, I don't feel like it today, so I'm just going to ignore this thing. I know it says to do this, but no. Now, sometimes you have to do that. You got into a fight, something happened, you had a car wreck, like whatever. Okay, fine. Then reschedule it. Or if somebody needed you in that moment, okay, fine. But mostly you're not negotiating with yourself. You're not letting how you feel determine whether or not you do the work. You just show up and do the work. The block comes, the time goes, the alarm goes off, do the work. That's it. Um, your calendar tells you what to do and when you execute. And because you've carved out time for the important things, you also have time for the fun stuff. And you don't feel bad in the fun stuff. You're not escaping when you watch Netflix or whatever for 4 hours and binge your favorite show because you did all the other stuff you're supposed to do all the rest of the week. You know what I mean? It's fine. So you don't have to rely on external motivation or like anything like that. You just leverage the system, let the system do the heavy lifting for you. So yes, you want to add those blocks to your time calendar. This is where I was going to say that. Take all of that mapping and put it on your Google Calendar digitally, not on paper, because that's going to give you those notifications and reminders. Now, some of y'all might still be walking around with, we call that the day planner thing from back in the day when you had the big thing. I kind of like that. I mean, you can do, instead of doing Google Sheets, you can map it out that way on your paper calendar and then put it in your Google Calendar. But you need those alerts and alarms, and we all have our phones all day. So that's why we need to digitize it. Set those notifications and those alarms so you have time to make the transition, and make sure you show up for yourself. Track, what's working for you. The things that you have to do every day, like just do that every day. Like have a little note that says daily, a little block, and then your list of daily things, you just do that at that time. This is another pro tip. If you have, you just feel like, oh my God, I just can't. Have a productive procrastination list, what I call procrastivity. So this will be a list of things that are productive that you can do if you just lose focus and I just cannot. I just got the worst news right now. I just can't be working right now. But you don't want to just completely crash out. Have a list of things that are kind of mindless or kind of like enjoyable even, but they're still productive. So like, let me play around with this little CRM thing Doll told me to do. Let me read a little chapter of this book. I really enjoy this book, but it's also helping me, Like have a little list of stuff that you can do that's technically procrastination, but it's still productive. Procrastivity. Okay. If I'm stuck on X, I can do Y. And if you miss a block, this is the most important thing, always reschedule it. Always, 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 always. Just find another time, hopefully this week, maybe next week, and reschedule it. Don't skip it. Don't keep skipping. I'm going to work on my book. I'm going to work on my book. I'm going to work on my book, and nothing happens. Like, reschedule it. So we don't wait till we feel motivated. We don't negotiate with ourselves. We don't talk ourselves out of it. Don't let our mood determine our action. Look at your calendar and do what's next. Okay. Go ahead, Tracy. And then we're done.
Okay, so one thing you mentioned earlier about creative work, I'm not sure if it was an Atomic Habits or not, but creative work creative work being done. You mentioned that you feel more creative in the morning, yet that doesn't
unless
go
it's
well
music.
with the schedule. Unless it's so. I guess this is the point I'm coming to too. It's like what I need more energy, like my creative energy is doing my yoga, teaching a class, yet what I need to be awake for, like if I sit down in the evening and try to work on my website, that's going to be super challenging because one, I don't want to do it already, but also I am already past all that energy, like that morning sun energy is gone. So yoga, I can teach tired, I can teach that anytime, but to do my website, I have to do that earlier. So I think maybe that's similar to what you're saying about utilizing the most parts, I guess, different energies. And I wanted to know, what do you think about how to use your energy more productively so that you can get the best use of your time during the day?
It's very, very subjective. The answer to that question is going to be based on what works for you. Kind of, you got to kind of know yourself. And so, this is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak. You got to know yourself. You got to divorce the old version of yourself, not excuse yourself, kind of meet your future self where you are, if that makes sense. Like it's a here and a now. You're present in the moment, and what you can do in this present version of yourself is what you need to do, but not giving space to the old one who never does anything and not trying to be too extra because you're not there yet. You just got to find it. So that's why it's important to treat this like a game, because it is, right? So you show up First week, okay. And you learn, and then you learn, and you get better. Go back and watch the game film. So literally the most important part of all of this is to schedule, plan your week. Whenever you start your week, if you start your week on a Monday, take Saturday or Sunday to literally sit here and plan your next week. And then every week you should be getting better at that planning process, because okay, the house nothing's gonna happen before 11 o'clock until everybody gets out of here. Like, what are we talking about? There's no way I'm gonna get anything done. So you adjust and plan for that. You might find that you actually do certain things better at night versus, in the middle of the day, versus I need to do my calls this time versus, I'm on the West Coast, but everybody I'm talking to is on the East Coast. So, I'm people in Europe. Like, I had to deal with that for 2 years. Like, it's literally 3-4:30 in the morning, and they're like, "Hey, dog," and I'm just like, "Oh my God." So I changed my whole schedule so I can get on Zooms and not look like I'm asleep and still do what I need to do. Then I take a nap, then I come back and I have a second day. Like, you just got to figure it out. So there's a flow to it. There's an ebb and a flow. You got to find it and trust yourself. Yeah.
I did like yesterday that you mentioned that your week starts on Wednesdays, and that gave me some freedom, because Wednesdays are good days for me because I fast, and when I fast, I feel I'm not boggled down with making meals, distracting myself with meals, trying to cook, trying to get a salad, trying to eat and be on the computer, trying to eat and talk on Zooms. Mm-hmm. So I'm more structured. So I'm glad that it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. My question is about me. I feel like I'm spontaneous. How can I feel comfortable with an elephant diet? And I know it's necessary, but how can I feel comfortable with actually taking the time to set it, feeling that I can work it, if I'm feeling like I'm someone that's spontaneous, and sometimes my time may not be mine because, I'm trying to do some things with my mom and I want to be considerate, or just she might wonder, well, if that's not making any money right now, why can't you do this? So how can I bridge, I guess, my spontaneity and how I feel about my personality with actually being on a calendar?
I like this question a lot. So do you want me to answer you the correct way, the politically correct way? Or
no.
If I was talking to my friend.
Grow up.
No, it's not a grow up, but it's if I was talking to my family. This is what I would say. Are you independently wealthy, where you can just wake up and decide what you want to do? Just, how do I feel today? Just float around. Did somebody, your granddaddy or like some previous generation, conquer capitalism on your behalf so that you can just kind of feel your feelings every day?
Enough said. I'm good.
So that's for all of us, right? If we don't have that, what that means is we have to, because we have been made captive by a capitalistic system. It's not like nature, like none of that is incorrect. Like our spirit and things, all the stuff. We live in a capitalistic society. So somebody's got to get out here and like do the thing on the artificial system and then get off the system. Buy back our time, buy back that freedom to now decide how we want to move and how we want to feel. And so what I'm doing is providing you guys with tools to help you make that transition. That's pretty much all. Because that's something that I deal with. Is something that's somebody that's very, very close to me. It's this idea of I move by spirit, is the thing that I hear a lot. And I'm like, okay, but what's your money look like though? It's like, so if you don't have a schedule, you're gonna by default start moving by like, oh, I'm waiting on something to happen. I talked to this person and it was a great meeting, so now I'm waiting on them to do what they said they were gonna do. What if they don't? Because they usually don't, right? Or I'm waiting until I get this loan. I'm waiting until this happens so I could. But what if it doesn't happen? Like, where's the intentionality? So that's what the schedule is. And I have a whole teaching on this. I might get to it maybe in Saturday school or something, but it's so hard for me to articulate. Time is literally money. Like, we hear that cliche and it's like, oh, time is money. No. It's literally money. Like, time is Like, you know, the man said, where the money reside, like the physics of it, like it's a location. There is a place, there are coordinates. It's the best way to say it. Coordinates. Like if you had a ship, opportunity means we're taking something into this harbor. Like we are intentionally setting the course to go over here. Over here at the island, everything's cool. Over here, we got all the money we need. Everything. We got people working for us. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have somebody else that's working for you, that's handling this part, like just managing your schedule and telling you when you need to show up and tap in and tap out. You can go be an artist and float around. And it's like, hey, Lil Wayne, we need you to get on a plane so we can go over here. Then he can come out of artist mode and get on the plane and not miss his flight to go to the Grammys to do the thing, and then he can go back and be an artist. You know, if you don't have a whole set of systems that are already doing this part, you have to do it. But following spirit, when you don't have the financial capital to support that, either somebody else that you are partnered with has to be doing that, or you have to discipline yourself to do it until you get out the way. Because when you set coordinates for like a ship, that means I'm showing up at a certain place, certain time, certain speed, certain momentum, certain do it again. That's what a schedule is. And so we don't like that, and we resist that because, you know, slavery and corporate and punching the clock, and we tried to run away from that. We tried to escape that. And I'm saying let's harness the power of that. Just like we breathe in and breathe out all the time, all day, every day. Like we're not like, I'm not gonna breathe. Yeah, I want to just be free to breathe when I want to breathe. Like, what are you talking about? Like, your heart beats on a consistent, you know, it needs to feel like that. So don't resist it in a way of like, I just want the freedom to do the thing that I want to do. It's more like, no, I need this, like your car runs, you know what I'm saying? Like the accelerator, like there's things that are happening that allow you to take this cross-country trip and do all of that. You need something consistent. And that's a hard transition for my creatives to make and my spiritual people. But we can do it. We can harness that tool to get what we need from that system so we can go and live off the grid. That's why I call y'all OGs, because we're going to get off this grid. So any other questions, comments, concerns, feedback? Y'all, it's not easy, but it is simple. There's a difference. So if we do this work and we like harness our time, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I've taught you so far in these 7 days and everything that we're going to get into going forward can now have a place to live on your calendar so that we can be all right. Most entrepreneurs are failing not because they don't know what to do. They went to a class, they went to a workshop, you took some notes, you did all of that. You're like, oh, I see it. You went to a conference, and you went back home, and those notes never got implemented in your life, in your schedule. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. If you tell me I got a goal, something I want to do, I'm going to say, show me your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And so until you are independently wealthy and you got a whole team of people that are doing this part, you have to do it. And eventually, when you get to step 5, you can train somebody and give them the responsibility of managing this part. And you can go off and float around. And then they'll call you and say, ma'am, it's time for you to come be on Jimmy Kimmel. I got friends that have been on Jimmy Kimmel and been on all these shows, and they was like, oh, I'm such an artist. But yeah, it's time to get on this plane though, so we can go to New York and do this interview right quick, and then they get back on the calendar. Like somebody's got to hold the calendar so you can like interface with this realm, if that makes sense. So if y'all don't have no questions for me, if all hearts and minds are clear, you can do this. So let me paste it one more again in the nope. If y'all came in late or you jumped in and jumped out, so you can get the little link to this. The notes from today have all the links to all the things that you need. If you're copying the Airtable to get your CRM, you just do that and then click copy table or something like that, and then go create an account, and then you can track all your conversations with all your humans in there. If you need the elephant diet, the recipe card, all that stuff, it's all in there. And then if you register for this, it'll be in the Dollhouse 2.0. You can just click 100-day challenge and you'll go to day 8 and this will be there in the resources. So again, if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all good? I'll be good. All right, I'm out. I got a whole nother call to do. 10 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. We're out. Pew!